Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. I am recording a quick video tonight because I wanted to let you guys know that I'm not going to be doing a live stream practice tonight. I'm going to be doing my own personal practice to wrap up the last 5 weeks. We've covered all 5 of the Yamas. Each Thursday, we've dedicated our practice to one of the 5 Yamas. Last week, we did the final Yama, Aparigraha, non-possessiveness. And tonight, with the new year upon us, I think it's really timely for me to spend a little time in my own personal practice, reflecting on the 5 yamas, on our ethical disciplines, and how I practice them in my life. I love that in yoga, we are eternal students. We are always learning. You've never learned it all. You don't seek to know it all. So tonight, I really want to honor that student mindset and take the time for my own personal practice rather than teaching. So I will not be live streaming tonight. I will be picking back up next Thursday, which is January 6th. We're going to be getting into the Niyamas next week. So we have 5 of those as well. So join me for that, and I will record a weekly vlog on each of those prior to doing the live stream practice Thursday at 8:15 Eastern. Last Thursday, I did do the final Yama, which is Aparigraha, or non-possessiveness. Non-attachment, some interpret it as. However, I neglected to post the vlog prior to the practice. So people that joined me might not have had the background information on Aparigraha. And I do apologize for that. The practice, the live stream practice, is up on my IGTV now, so you can check that out. And tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about that Yama, Aparigraha, the ability to let go of expectations, the ability to let go of our attachments, non-possessiveness, non-holding, non-gripping, non-coveting. What does this look like in our day-to-day lives when I feel we have so many things that we're attached to, whether it be possessions, routines, habits, people, feelings, experiences, right? We're human beings, and we have this pre-programmed negativity bias, some would call it, wherein we tend to put more weight on negative things that have happened and negative experiences. Brain imaging studies have even showed that negative experiences, memories of those experiences take up more space in the human brain than memories of positive experiences. So it really is difficult at times to let go of experiences or stories or feelings when we may have been attached to them for whatever reason. An attachment doesn't have to be a positive attachment, like an attachment to your child. Sometimes we have trauma bonds or trauma attachments from negative experiences, and those things cause us to react based off a need to survive, a certain ingrained survival instinct. So without even thinking, without even passing through the executive functioning in the prefrontal cortex, we immediately respond because we're programmed to do so. So it really is a challenge to begin to let go and make space for some of these other things that we're practicing. I completely understand that. I am somebody I'm an empath, and I feel things very intensely. I feel my emotions very intensely. I can get caught up in my emotional experience at times. So the practice of letting go is really a practice, as I say about everything, but it really is just life changing when you can begin to honor the experiences, the stories, the things that have happened in your life. And you can look at yourself with that compassion, as you would look at a friend or your own child, and say, I know that I did the best I could with the information I had in that moment. These things served me well for a time. And now I am able to see things differently and let go of some of these stories or tendencies to react a certain way. When we are able to effectively let go, we are able to create more internal space with which the light may enter, and the light can fill us. I like to think of it as like, people say forgive and forget. And I like to think of it as like forgive, but don't forget. So letting go doesn't mean being a blank slate or being empty. It's not even really an realistic goal to be an empty container, because we are human beings, right? And again, we want to honor that that's our experience here in this realm, in this very body, that's a part of my experience. But I think that we can begin to cultivate a mindset in which we start to recognize with this outside awareness again, right? So being able to step outside. Just a minute, sweetie. Being able to step outside of where you are in the current place and see yourself. Take a little space to calm yourself first, and then see yourself and notice what's coming up. Honor what's coming up. Don't judge what's coming up. And then again, being able to thank those things, thank those experiences, thank those behaviors, thank those feelings, and being able to let them go, right? Let them go. They've served for a time and they're no longer serving now in this present moment. So I like to think of it as forgive, but don't forget. We can forgive even though these things have happened, right? We can move through. We can move forward. And in that way, we're able to create that space. So with Aparigraha, a lot of people think of it as like not getting attached to material things or possessions. And that's definitely a big part of the practice, because we believe as yogis that every single thing you own has a certain amount of your energy tied up in it. Every single possession you own. So not only does it take energy to maintain that possession, it took energy to buy that possession, takes energy to care for and remember that possession is there. That's a transfer of energy, right? So not only everything that you own holds a certain bit of your energy, but we also collect emotions from our experiences. So being able to not hold on to these emotions, to clear that internal space within your heart. I think that this practice for me over the last 6 weeks now that I've been doing the Yamas has really allowed me to get a lot deeper into the Yamas and into the practice. Each week that I taught one of the Yamas, I also focused my energy that week on allowing that Yama to lead my behavior. So for instance, the first week was ahimsa, nonviolence. That whole week, I was focused on behaving in a nonviolent manner towards myself, towards the universe, and towards others. It's allowed me to really get deep within these practices and stop myself and say, wait, Markee, was that nonviolent? Was that non-himsa? I'm sorry, was that ahimsa? Are you practicing ahimsa with that, right? Because a lot of times I think we have these concepts and we understand them conceptually, but being able to practice them and embody them is a whole nother layer that a lot of people don't even get into. And that's what this practice and live stream has allowed me to do. I really hope that somebody else has also um, been touched in some way by this work. Using the yamas as kind of a guideline for our ethical conduct allows us to check in again with our thoughts, with our heart, with our mind, and with our actions and say, am I in alignment with my moral principles now? Patanjali tells us that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And we believe that suffering is caused in this world by attachments. We must begin to let go of these attachments. We must be able to be open and open our hearts one more time and create that space to move forward. We have a choice. We can learn to accept life as it is, as it's unfolding in the present moment, and then choose how we respond, right? We have that ability. So again, I just like to use the mantra of I'm letting go of all that no longer serves me in this moment. That was the mantra that I used for last week's practice, and I used it throughout the week, and it's amazing. It's been amazing for me. And just to remind yourself consistently that letting go creates space. It's not about loyalty. We don't have to feel that we're being disloyal to our experiences or our identity if we are able to let go of something that's happened. That's about growth and liberation and freedom. Freedom. I hope you'll join me on this path. Again, I want to get more into like the layers of the yamas and how they can be applied in so many ways, right? So just with Aparigraha, as I mentioned, often people talk about letting go of material things or, letting go of possessions and purging and those sorts of things. And we need to remember that we also collect emotions. They're held in our bodies, right? So just applying those different layers and checking in with our lived experience every day and asking, are we in alignment with the yamas we claim to hold to be true? Right? And again, for myself, just like you or anyone listening, all of these things are consistent practices. There are days that I'm like, no, I can't let go of that. Like, I won't let go of that. I'm all fired up about it or whatever. And I have to bring myself back to my mat and check my ego and humble myself again, and that's why we do this. And that's why we keep showing up. So I hope that you will join me. I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry that I didn't post it last week, but the practice, like I said, for Aparigraha is on my IGTV. All 5 yamas are posted on the IGTV now. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, and now Aparigraha. All 5 yamas are on my IGTV. They're all 45-minute flows, and I think you'll enjoy them if you didn't join me live or on my Zoom. Tonight, I'm going to be dedicating my own personal practice time on my own mat because that's where I'm at with these concepts. Next week, January 6th, I'm going to be picking back up. I'm going to be starting on the Niyamas, and I will record a vlog about that. I'm very excited about that. So I hope you guys will join me. This is my new sports bra. I love it. It's from Pineapple Clothing. I will be making a post about that because I am now a new brand ambassador as well. And I'm very excited about that new opportunity. And if I don't speak to you guys or hop on again before the new year, I'm wishing you guys tons of light, tons of love, peace, and freedom. Namaste.